Alrighty, so let me present you with my assessment patient. So this is my assessment patient who coming in for a complaint of his lumbar spine. So let's get on to the question period. So Samir, thank you for coming and seeing me today. So I understand you're here for a back, a previous back injury.
Yeah.
So can you elaborate and let's get into the details of it?
I guess when I was in 19 to 21, I was training, doing a squat movement, and I think I exerted a bit too much force, and it proceeded to me having a herniated disc.
So you got a herniated disc, perfect. So with this herniated disc, was it diagnosed from a healthcare practitioner?
Yeah, at first, I went to see a chiropractor because I had pains related to sciatica.
Okay.
And the chiropractor noticed that my L4 was shifted over my L5 by 5 to 10%.
Okay.
Which is the first stage. And then I got a reconfirmation with an MRI from an orthopedic doctor.
From an orthopedic doctor, excellent. So let's go back to the injury itself. Did you notice anything before the injury happened?
No, I was fine.
Okay. And when it happened right away, what did you end up feeling?
I didn't feel it right away.
You didn't feel it right away?
No, I felt it the day after.
That was the day after you felt symptoms?
Yeah.
And so as you got you got that addressed, did you feel the symptoms going down to your legs?
Yeah, so I had a herniated disc on the right side, and it was pinching on my nerves, which caused the sciatica.
Hey, so
and I would feel pain, chronic pain, and a numbing pain all the way to my toe, to my big toe.
So again, that happened 10 years ago. When were you first diagnosed after how many time after?
I'd say about a year to a year and a half.
So it was a year and a half that you were officially diagnosed with the MRI.
Yeah, my doctor told me that that's when he told me that I had sciatica.
Excellent. So during that initial time, were you able to still continue doing activities, such as the gym?
No, I had trouble walking. I had trouble sitting for too long. Lying down was honestly the best way, but even then, lying down, if I would turn sides, it would hurt.
So lying down, turning sides, and other than the chiropractor, have you seen anybody else to help with the injury itself?
Yeah, I have someone who's studying to be an orthopedist, and he works my lymphatic system.
So it was a lymphatic. So
I think lymphatic drainage maybe.
So you've only done lymphatic drainage.
Yeah, and that actually helped a lot too.
So that did help out a lot. And ever since, have you been doing it more consistently to see him?
No, I haven't seen him in 4 or 5 months. But usually, it's about time I go see him and I do a checkup, just to make sure everything is fine.
Excellent. So let's talk about today now. Does the injury bother you, or does it flare up or come up?
From time to time, I might feel a little bit tense, or I might feel a little sensation in my big toe.
So you feel like a tingling sensation going down to your toe?
Yeah, it's just a feeling, nothing major. I'd say a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 2 to 4, 2 to 5 at most. Okay. But even 5 is rare. I'd say more 2 to 3.
So with the pain that you're experiencing today, what movements, or do you know what provocates for you to start feeling those symptoms again?
If I lie down for too long, if I'm not active, if I'm constantly moving, it's fine. But if I'm lying down for longer than 8 hours, longer than sleep, then if I have a day off the next day and I sleep in, then I'll feel a bit tense in the morning.
Perfect. And how would you now describe the pain that you're feeling today?
Not much. But sometimes I'll feel a little tense, but that's it.
It's just a tense feeling? There's no sharp pain? Or...
No, just a tension.
And just the region itself that's being affected, do you only primarily feel on your lower back, or does it affect other aspects?
Primarily my lower back. On occasion, maybe my knees, but that's because I worked at Air Canada, and I used to load baggage on my knees, so that's obviously the correlation there. And then my big toe, but that's very rare too. It'd be mostly my lower back.
Okay. For time wise, you said it hurts when you lie down, so does it hurt more in the morning, after?
In the morning, I'd say the first hour.
Okay.
And then once I've moved and I've stretched a bit, I'm fine.
So stretching movement helps alleviate. Is there any other movements or anything else you do in your activities that you live in that helps alleviate the pain?
No, just mostly stretching and working out. I work out the muscles around the area where it's.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just for the pain itself, do you also take like medication or anything like that to help them?
I used to back when it was severe. Now I don't.
Okay. And before, when you used to take it, what kind of medication would you be taking?
Anti-inflammatories, naproxen, Robax Platinum.
Okay.
Like basic stuff for back pain.
So now let's just get a bit more into like what you do for work and like what you do for sports. So what do you do for work?
I am a project coordinator for a construction company. So primarily my work is administrative, but I do have an active aspect to it because I have to go survey the site.
Okay, so administrative and active aspects. So when you say administrative, do you sit down a lot at work?
Yeah, I'll sit down for, I'd say, 2 hour or an hour to 2 hours, and then I'll get up and go do a site visit. And then after a site visit, which usually lasts half an hour to an hour, I'll come back and work a bit more on the behind the desk. But I'd say it's a good balance.
Okay. When you're at your sites, you're moving a lot, or when you're sitting down, do you notice a difference with tension or any like flare up of your back pain or anything coming down?
No, not really.
Okay, perfect. For sleeping, you said. So you said when you sleep for a long amount of time, what position do you tend to feel the symptoms exasperate?
I would say on my back.
On your back?
If I'm lying on my back.
So lying on your back,
yeah,
is where you'll feel the symptoms.
If I don't have anything under my knees, then yeah, my back isn't straight.
Okay. So typically, what positions do you sleep in?
On my side.
On your side, left or right side?
It varies.
It varies?
Yeah.
And you said that
mostly on my left, but either or.
And then just going back to your sleeping, so you said you like to put something underneath your legs.
For posture while sleeping.
For posture, but
so I sleep with a straight back. I try not to sleep sideways or crooked, because then it could possibly cause more problems.
When you don't have your cushion or something that you put underneath, do you notice there is a change to your back of the next morning you wake up?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just get more into your sports itself. So you said you mainly go to the gym and you do workouts. Can you just break down what you do at the gym? What kind of style of training?
I have a 3-day split. I have a pull day, a push day, and a leg day. And pull day, it focuses back and bicep with the rear delts.
Okay.
And I have a push day with chest, tricep, and shoulders. And then leg day is leg day. And I throw abs in there too every other day, or at least once a week.
So in your pull, you have those 3 days. Do you relatively lift heavy, and what kind of movements do you do?
Compound movements. Most of the time at 80 to 90% of my capacity.
Okay.
I try not to go too heavy because I just want to. It's more of a lifestyle than an actual competition for me.
Excellent. So when you say compound movements, so you said you do some
bench
squats.
press, deadlifts, squats, Those are my 3 compound movements that I'll do on like different days. Deadlifts will be on my pull day. Bench press will be on my chest day, and squats will be on my leg day.
Okay. Um, so in your training itself, so you said that the training does help you, or you've noticed
Yeah,
that it helps with the back itself. Is it the specific compound, or can you break down what you do for like your warm ups? What you do for a post cool down?
warm ups. I usually start off with lower weight, doing a compound movement, or I'll start off with some stretching. I always stretch before my workouts,
Okay.
and then I'll do a light workout to get some blood flowing before I start my compound movements.
Okay.
Um,
So your
and then
stretch.
to end, I either go for a walk or just I'll end with like abs or maybe the Stairmaster, some cardio at the end.
Some cardio at the end.
Yeah.
So with regards to your warm ups, is your warm ups more targeted to help with the warming up the lower back, or do you have anything specific,
It's more for mobility.
more mobility?
Yeah, because I've been working on my stretching so I could have more flexibility.
And have you done anything specifically on an exercise base to help target the back or any of the issues that you've been dealing with?
My deadlifts, and sometimes I'll do back extensions.
Okay, so more specific, just specific. Excellent.
Mm.
So now we'll just go into a bit more just in depth, just in case something happens. So now, like today, do you feel like there's like constant pain or like persistent pain, especially at night, like during the process, or I mean during the process, like during, is it something you're feeling?
No, if I have pain, it's in the morning. After I wake up, if I've slept in a bad position.
Do you have any like constant like or severe pain like down your leg, or sometimes it can refer down to your arms?
Rare occasions. Maybe once a month.
Once a month?
Yeah. To twice a month at most.
But so those are severe pains?
Not severe, just light pain.
Just light pain? Okay.
Yeah, at 2 to 3, level 2 to 3 out of 10.
Have you noticed any changes like in your urination or your bowel movements?
No.
No. Do you, for your especially like lower legs, do you notice any like swelling in your knee joints or your ankle joints?
No.
Or any elsewhere in the body?
No.
And do you notice like any problems like with balance or coordination on both sides or on one side?
If I work out heavy, then I notice that my knees buckle a little.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
But that's only if I go really heavy at the gym. Otherwise, my balance is pretty good.
excellent. Have you noticed any changes in your walking pattern from till today?
No.
Excellent.
Well, I'd say my walking pattern is better than it was before because I'm not as hurt as I was before. Before I would limp when I was 19 to 21 when I had the injury.
Okay.
Now it's a bit more, well, it's just calm down.
The pain that radiates down to your toes, do you know, does it go on both sides?
No, just the right side.
Excellent. And do you feel like there's a progressive weakness, like whenever you do your exercises or you just continue your daily life, like there's something that you just feel weak?
No, I would say, well, my left side is not as strong as my right side, but I think that's for everybody. Everybody has a stronger side, like a dominant side. But that's it.
Excellent. So just some last questions before we move on. So today, so it's good that you've learned to address the issue cut from 10 years ago. So what are goals that you're looking for, like short term, and then what would you like to have it carry over to your long term?
I guess short term I would want the small pains to stop, and then long term would be for increased mobility, increased strength around the areas where pain could happen. So that way I have a security.
Excellent. That's good to know. So based on what he told me, so indices or what I can potentially suspect now, as a result of the disc herniation. So first of all, is just I want to re-look at the disc herniation again, especially on his L4 L5 region, just to see if there's anything that's present. Another issue I would like to look at, so due to the fact that the injury was dealt at the lumbar and he was diagnosed with the herniation, I would like to also evaluate for a lumbar instability. And the next thing as well, I would like to evaluate him for either a hip stability or just hip strength in general, as a result of compensation patterns that he might develop over the initial stages of injury. So yeah, those are things that I will suspect and look throughout the assessment itself.